There's a moment in life that separates the powerful from the powerless. It's not a battle. It's not a speech. It's not even an action. It's a split-second choice, a quiet decision you make when someone accuses you, questions your worth, challenges your integrity, or throws your name into the dirt. Most people, without thinking, do exactly what they've been conditioned to do since childhood. They defend themselves. I didn't mean it. That's not what I was trying to say. You misunderstood me. I swear I'm not like that. It sounds reasonable. It sounds noble. It even sounds fair. But to Machiavelli, it's the first step to losing everything. Because the second you defend yourself, you send a signal, not of strength, but of vulnerability. You tell the world you believe someone else's opinion has the power to define you. And in the brutal game of perception, once they see you flinch, they don't see a victim. They see blood. Machiavelli understood a truth most people will never grasp. Power is not about facts. It's not even about the truth. It's about frames. Whoever controls the frame of the conversation controls the outcome. When you defend yourself, you are no longer setting the frame. You've accepted theirs. You've agreed, without realizing it, that they have the authority to question you. And once they have that authority, they can spin the story any way they like. Even if you win the argument, you've already lost the war. Why? Because you've stepped onto their battlefield, using their rules. And in doing so, you've told the crowd, they have the right to judge me. Defending yourself rarely changes your mind. But silence does something entirely different. When you refuse to react, you deny your accuser the satisfaction of control. You force them, and everyone watching, to question themselves instead of you. Think about the most powerful people you've ever met. They weren't always the loudest. They weren't necessarily the most liked, but they had a presence. They held silence like a weapon. When they were attacked, they didn't rush to explain. They let the words hang in the air like smoke. And the crowd didn't think, why aren't they defending themselves? They thought, what do they know that we don't? Silence creates mystery, and mystery creates fear. Machiavelli knew this. He who explains submits. Here's the real game. You don't just ignore accusations, you turn them. If someone calls you manipulative, you look them in the eye and say, if that's how you see it. Cool, neutral, detached. If someone calls you arrogant, you respond. Strange how confidence makes some people uncomfortable. These aren't defenses. They're inversions. You've taken their weapon and handed it back to them. Suddenly, they're the ones scrambling. Not to prove you wrong, but to prove they weren't being insecure, emotional, or petty. Picture this. You walk into a meeting. Someone throws a jab about your past, your success, or your personality. All eyes turn to you. The average person will tense up, laugh awkwardly, or start explaining themselves. But the Machiavellian move? Stillness. Absolute stillness. No esmirk. No bled. Just a calm, unbothered presence. 2 seconds of silence. That's all it takes. Now the room starts asking questions. Why didn't they react? Do they know something we don't? Did that attack just make them stronger? You flip the frame. The attack isn't the story anymore. Your reaction, or lack of it, is, this isn't just about politics or boardrooms. In personal relationships, the same rule applies. If your partner says, you don't care about me anymore, the average person panics. They start explaining, justifying, defending. The Machiavellian approach? You hold the space. Let the weight of the accusation sit. Then, calmly, that's not how I see it. No argument, no drama. Just a reminder that you control the emotional tempo. And whoever controls the tempo controls the relationship. Online, the stakes are even higher. When someone attacks you in public, a post, a comment, a video, they're trying to bait you into giving them attention. Most people rush to type a response, to prove themselves, to set the record straight. But Machiavelli's law still applies. In the court of public opinion, silence is only dangerous if you look afraid. But silence backed by composure becomes deadly. Instead of defending, you reframe. They say, you're toxic. You post, people always call you dangerous when they can't control you. You didn't deny it. You didn't even address them directly. But you shifted the energy. Now the audience wonders, who's really in control here? When accused, you don't fight with explanations. You use one of three tools. 1. Silence, pure, unbroken, uncomfortable. 2. Deflection, shift the conversation to their weaknesses without acknowledging the attack. 3. Precision cuts, short, sharp lines that end the game instantly. Examples. Confidence upsets the insecure. I don't know you. Authenticity. Not better than everyone, just different. Here's the paradox. When you don't defend yourself, people sometimes defend you. If you stay calm while someone attacks, the audience begins to feel the imbalance. They start thinking, that was uncalled for. Why is he still going at them? They didn't even respond, and you're still talking. You've shifted the role. You're no longer the accused. You're the one being unfairly targeted. And now, the crowd fights for you. Not defending yourself is not about being silent forever. It's about speaking only when your words shift the balance of power. Every time you hold still instead of explaining, every time you answer with a precision cut instead of a defense, every time you let someone reveal their own instability instead of reacting, you're building an aura, an image of someone untouchable. And over time, people don't just respect you. They become cautious around you. They hesitate to attack because they know, win or lose, they'll look worse for trying. That's the final stage of Machiavellian power. Not destroying your enemies, but letting them destroy themselves in the shadow of your composure.